subscribe to the channel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah!
And a boy!
How good is this? Shout out to the coffee lounge. Oh, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to another live stream for your January 6th, 2023, 9:33 p.m. Bit of a late one tonight, but hey, it's Friday night, so who the hell cares what the time is? And I wanted to do a live stream tonight after last night's successful Rugby League Coffee Lounge show we did last night with CJ, Lorenzo, The King, all that chapper, Nathan B. Moore's beautiful music as well. Josh even came in at one point off his head drunk, so a lot of entertainment last night. But we're live, we're here. We're going to do a little bit of a stream. There might not be a stream tomorrow, but there is one now. So I hope you guys enjoy. We're going to be doing a bit of a Q&A, the first one of the year, episode 21 of the Q&As on the channel. So I hope everyone's well. Hello to the live chat. We've got a bit of a crowd starting to build up here. We've got Cody Games PlayStation. We've got Electrical Dust. CJ Moxley's here. Faraz, Jeffrey. Who else we got here? Everyone's rolling in. Minty Rabido, TJC Sports. Natalia is here as well. She says, I can see you. Yeah, fucking hell. It's a bit strange. But anyway, we live in the same house, so I guess you probably can see me somewhere. Anyway, if you got any questions, guys, put them in the live chat. I'll put them up on the screen right now, and we'll see how we go. But most importantly, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. It doesn't cost you anything. Hit the subscribe button. We're currently at 2,035 subscribers. The channel is going well, but we're just starting off. It might be a little bit slow at the moment, but look out. The content is going to go absolutely off for season 2023. Anyway, let's get into the live chat. We've got some really good questions here coming through. I can see my connection's a bit blurry at the moment. I think I'm a bit frozen at the moment, so hopefully that internet connection improves. Let's get to the very first question. We've got a heap of them to get through, so let's rip into the questions. And we're going to start off with CJ Moxley with a question. And he asked, simple question here, but the Dogs are going to announce Stephen Crichton any week now. What do you think of this signing? Does it hurt Penrith? And how much will this help the Doggies? Okay, so I have heard the rumours, and quite frankly, I'm not going to really believe it until it actually becomes official, because we heard this with so many players, especially the last couple of years. A lot of fake news, a lot of fake stories. But let me just say, if Stephen Crichton does go to the Bulldogs, I think that will be a great fit for him. My only concern is if he goes there to play fullback and it doesn't work, what is the Bulldogs' alternative plan? If Stephen Crichton goes there, gets $800,000 a season, plays fullback, if it doesn't work, what is the Bulldogs' backup option? That's what I want to know. I think it will definitely hurt Penrith, but you got to think Penrith. So many great young kids coming through. So many quality juniors. It won't hurt them that much, but taking an international player like Stephen Crichton out of your team will definitely hurt them a little bit. So if it does happen, the Bulldogs have definitely done well. So we'll see how we go. Minty Rabido has a question. Hey Nick, what are you looking forward to the most this season? Well, there's a lot of things I'm looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to attending a lot of games. I'm looking forward to reviewing games when they finish. What I'm looking forward to seeing is how can the NRL fans improve. Now, that's not a knock on the fan base or on the fans. A lot of them react to games in ways where they probably shouldn't. For example, if you lose a game by, I don't know, a knock on or a forward pass, or you lose a game because of a decision that was wrong, how do fans react? You know, we see a lot of players, they get death threats for missing a conversion. They get a lot of death threats for missing a field goal that they should kick. How fans react, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that plays out. I want to see less fights at games as well. At Brisbane last year, there was one night there where I was at the Broncos and Tigers game, and there was this old guy getting picked on, and he just pretty much grabbed one of the young fellas in the face and just shoved him off. And there's been a lot of problems with fights at stadiums. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that improves. I'm going to be at a lot of games this year, so I'm looking forward to attending a lot of footy. Like, I've got a list here actually. So the games that I'm probably going to be at, I'll be at the Broncos Cowboys in round 2, Dolphins Broncos in round 4. In round 5, I'm going to be heading down to Sydney for the Bulldogs versus Cowboys. All the Cowboys games in Brisbane I'll be at. The Broncos games in Gold Coast, like I'll be there. Probably go to a few Broncos games at Brisbane as well. Sunshine Coast, well, I wouldn't rule that out as well. Magic Round, I'll probably go to, actually, I should say this as well. Look, I'm going to go to the Sharks and Broncos game, which is in Sydney. I think it's in round 14 or 15. So I'll probably be there as well. I'm just looking forward to see how everything goes. There's a lot of things that I'm looking forward to that most people wouldn't even talk about. So it's going to be intriguing. Cody Games PlayStation. Who will be the best signing in 2023? Well, that's a tough one to answer. Cody Games PlayStation, because we haven't seen a ball kicked yet. But for me, I think the buy of the year, at this stage, I'm probably leaning towards Eli Katoa at the Melbourne Storm. I think Eli Katoa is going to slot straight in to that Melbourne system with Munster and Hughes and all these sort of players. If that combination gels, I reckon Eli Katoa could be the buy of the year. And I also believe he could be the second rower of the season in 2023. I'm not saying it will happen, but what I will say is I reckon he could be the buy of the year. And who knows? I just got a really good feel now Eli Katoa is going to slot right into that Storm system and thrive. So we'll see. Faraz has a question. Best ground to watch footy at? This is actually hard for me to answer because I've been to Suncorp, I've been to Allianz, I've been to Shark Park, I've been to Penrith, I've been to Seabus. It's tough. I've been to Belmore. Shark Park is probably my favourite moment. I think the best ground to watch footy at is Brisbane. I think Suncorp Stadium is the best ground. I think if you want to watch footy and you want to enjoy yourself and see the whole game, I think Suncorp Stadium is probably the best place to go in Brisbane. But I tell you what, that new Allianz Stadium, that ground is so elite. It's amazing. If you're talking about just local fields like, what do they call it? They call it like, what do they call it in Sydney? They call it like, not like the big stadiums, like the other stadiums, like the suburban grounds. Shark Park is one of the best grounds I've been to. It's a great ground. So I think Suncorp's the best for me, but then I think Allianz and Shark Park are close second. I love both of them grounds. I really do. All right, what do we got here? 3 players you'd build your club around. I'd go James Tedesco. I'd go Wow, this is tough. James Tedesco, Cameron Munster, and you know what? I reckon Cameron Murray. Cameron Murray's another one I'd throw in now. I think Cam Murray would be a great player to build your club around. So Murray, Tedesco, and Munster for me. What do we got here? So many questions coming through. It's good to see everyone put in some questions. Oh, here's one from Faraz I don't even want to talk about. Thoughts on the Connor Watson injury? Well, I thought it was an ACL, but now I'm hearing it's something else. So I'm hearing Watson will be back around April, late March, so round 4, round 5-ish. I'll tell you what, if it was an ACL, I'd be very concerned for the Roosters, but he'll be fine from what I understand. Cody Games PlayStation. Do you see any team going undefeated in 2023? No, everyone will lose. Trust me. I think the Panthers will lose more games this year than what they did last year. I think they're a bit more vulnerable. There's a lot of hype around the Roosters this season. I think they're beatable. The Cowboys won't go undefeated as well. Cronulla won't go undefeated. So Melbourne won't be undefeated. I think every team will lose. There's no one will go undefeated. It just won't happen. All right, Alex Jones, dark horse signing for 2024. All right, I'll throw one at you. Paul Momorowski will end up at the Rabbitohs. There's one. He'll leave the Roosters and he'll go join the big rivals, the Rabbits. I reckon it'll happen. Faraz, another question from him. He's got a lot of questions tonight. Was there any point in your YouTube career you thought you might have quit? No. I did get trialed for a while, and I still do to this day, by wankers. I don't need to reveal names because we all know who they are. No, I enjoy doing this. I don't consider YouTube as a job. I'd like to consider it as a job. Maybe it's a casual job. I don't know. But I've never really thought about quitting. I love coming on here, talking about the footy, talking about games and reviewing games and previewing games. I just love it. It's my passion. It really is. It really is. We talk about, people say all the time, rugby league, it's just a sport, whatever. You can live without it, blah, blah, blah. Rugby league is actually a part of my life. It really is. It always has been. And I'll never quit YouTube. I love it. I'll never quit. I love it. I think it's fantastic. Electrical Dust has a question. Name a team who you think is a wild card where anything can happen going into 2023. I think the Warriors, the New Zealand Warriors. They have bought pretty well. They've bought some good players. Dylan Walker, Mitch Barnett. They've bought well in the off-season. They bought someone else I'm forgetting about. Luke Metcalf. I like the Warriors team this season. I think they are the ultimate wildcard team where you have no idea what they're going to do. And if they get it right, they could well and truly make the top 8 this season. I'm not going to put them in my top 8. I might have them about 11th or 10th, but they're so hard to predict. I think Canberra, they're probably a wild card as well. I think Canberra and the Warriors are probably the most wild card teams. Even Manly. Like, if Tom stays fit, Manly could finish top 6. If Tom doesn't stay fit, Manly could be between 7th and fucking 14th. You just don't know with the Seagulls. So there's 3 teams there out of 17 that are so hard to predict. Alex Jones. How will Tommy Turbo go in 2023 if he plays and he gets through injury? I think Tommy Turbo, if he plays 16 to 17 games, I reckon he wins fullback of the year. I really do. But it's so hard to predict because there's so many good fullbacks in the game now. You've got Tedesco, you've got Pappenhausen, Gufferson, Drinkwater, William Kennedy. There's so many good fullbacks in the game. Latrell Mitchell. The list goes on and on and on. So Turbo is a chance to win fullback of the year if he can stay fit. There's no doubt about that. Faraz, most toxic fan base. This is actually quite tough for me to answer because Penrith is an easy one to say. The Gold Coast are absolutely pathetic. They are horrible. They are horrible, that fan base. Seriously. The amount of times where I've gone to a Gold Coast game and they have lost a game and they have said some of the most disgusting and putrid things you could ever imagine come out of a person's mouth. Their fans don't show up at all. They seriously, I think their membership was about 9 or 10,000 last I looked, and that's horrible. For a team on the Gold Coast, you can fit 27,000 people at that stadium on the Gold Coast at Seabus. Then they're only averaging about 8 to 10,000 members a year. It's quite poor. You know what's sad? The Central Coast team, there's a team on the Central Coast, their system, they have more members than the fucking Titans. That's actually quite embarrassing. For a team on the Gold Coast, the only reason why the Gold Coast are relevant is because they have a little bit of money up their sleeve. They went broke 3 times. The NRL saved them. If the NRL had better leaders and better people in charge, the Gold Coast wouldn't even be a team. So I'll say the Gold Coast. I know Brisbane comes to mind as well because I've been to a lot of Broncos games where fans have said shit, but I've got to say the Broncos fan base have quieted down a little bit. They don't take things like obviously they take it seriously, but they don't usually get in a lot of trouble much anymore. They used to be one of the worst fan bases in the country when they're winning all the time, winning grand finals, always in the top 4. They were pretty hard to deal with, but nowadays, like I was up there when I lost to the Tigers, they handled it well. All they did was they got out of the seats and they left. They booed and they left. That's all they did. It wasn't even that bad. So just want to say, as much as I hate the Broncos, and I know it's a big rivalry between the Cowboys and Broncos, but the Broncos fan base has definitely improved. So fair play to them over the years. I've done well. This is a good one. Who will get the most try assists in 2023? Tough one to answer this because there's so many good creative players who could actually win this award and who could do this. I'm going to say the player with the most try assists in 2023, I'm going to go with, might be a bit boring, but I'll go Jerome Hughes from the Melbourne Storm. He loves a try assist, Jerome Hughes, so I'll chuck him in there for now. I'll give you a bolter as well. A bolter for the most try assists, Lachlan Ilias. There's a bolter for you from the Rabbitohs. What do we got here? Josh Rabbitohs 2023. Hey, Nick, do you think Alex Johnson could be top try scorer again this year? Yes, he could. I won't be backing him. I'm going to go someone different. I don't know. I might go the Fox. Addo Carr from the Doggies. I reckon Addo Carr could win that this year, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. So many questions. Holy shit. All right. What do we got here? First coach sacked in 2023. And coaches you think or could. Okay, so I reckon the Titans coach, Holbrook, I like him. Obviously, he spent a lot of time in the UK, and as everyone knows, the Super League holds a very, very nice place in my heart. I'm going to say Holbrook will get the axe because I reckon the Titans are going to really, really struggle this season. I'll be surprised if they win more than 7 games, to be honest. I reckon Holbrook will go. I reckon Anthony Griffin will probably get the sack. And look, I don't think this guy deserves to get the sack, but I reckon he will. I reckon Adam O'Brien from the Newcastle Knights may also get terminated, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We will see. Electrical Dust. Who will win the Dally M? Oh, no. Who will be in the Dally M team of the year? Oh, Jesus Christ. I've got no idea. I'll give you one. 5'8" for the year. I'm going to go Tom Dearden from the Cowboys. And halfback of the year for 2023, I'm going to throw in a bit of a surprise. And I'm going to go halfback of the year to be Sam Walker from the Roosters. Sam Walker will be halfback of the year. Right, what do we got here? Oh, this is a good one. Electrical Dust. Great question. Any debutants or smokies to make the New South Wales or Queensland squad? All right, I've actually written one down. For New South Wales, I'm predicting Josh Curran to make his New South Wales State of Origin debut. Josh Curran's going to make his Origin debut in 2023 for New South Wales. And for Queensland, for the bloody Queenslanders, a surprise debut. I'm going to go... Wow. This is actually quite tough. Queensland. I wouldn't say this one's bold, but I reckon Beau Fermor's going to start in the back row for Queensland at some point. I really do. I know he's behind Kafusi, Fafita, and Nanai, and Capewell as well. I reckon Beau Fermor could start for Queensland in the second row for Origin. I just got a really good feeling about that. So we'll see. We will see. What have we got here? CJ Moxley has a question. Who should be Craig Bellamy's successor in 2024 as coach? For me, I would pick Jason Riles. Yeah, so when Craig Bellamy does retire, the Melbourne Storm are looking for a new coach, and I'm going to throw in Jason Riles as the favourite to take over that position. I think Jason Riles has done his apprenticeship, and I think he's ready to go for a full-time head coaching position. So I'm going to go Jason Riles to be the coach of the Melbourne Storm once Craig Bellamy retires or steps down or whatever you want to call it. Question from Mick. Jackson Hastings has to be underrated signing of the year. Well, it depends on how Newcastle go. If Newcastle don't go well, the Hastings talk's going to be quiet. It's not going to get talked about. Now, I believe in Jackson Hastings. I've watched him closely for quite some time now. As you guys know, he was at my team in the Super League, Salford. He led us to a grand final where we were unfortunately defeated by St. Helens. And he did a great job at Wigan as well, losing another grand final on the bell. The problem with Newcastle is they just don't know what their best halves is. Like, they don't know what the halves are. Hastings is the 7. Ponga is the 1. Who's the 6? Is it going to be Tyson Gamble? Is it going to be Adam Clune? Is it going to be Kalen Ponga? No one knows. They do get Will Price next year from Huddersfield. He is coming over. They get Kai Pearce-Paul for the back row. So they've got their 2024 spine set up, but 2023 they don't really have anything settled. So it's going to be interesting to see what Newcastle do. But Hastings, I think he will be a good pickup. I really do. Cody Games PlayStation. Who wins between Penrith and St. Helens in the World Club Challenge? Okay, so there's a couple of things I want to say about this. So Penrith and St. Helens. St. Helens are a world-class team. They are quality. They are elite. They have won the Super League 4 years in a row. They are a fucking incredible team. Penrith went back-to-back. Now, there are a lot of rumours that Penrith may just play their New South Wales Cup players. Now, if they do, St. Helens will kill them by 20 or 30 points. If Penrith play their full team and St. Helens play their full team, you probably have to pick Penrith to win the game. Like, obviously, watching the game, I will be cheering on St. Helens because fuck Penrith, and I want to see the Super League get one over the NRL. I really do. But realistically, it's going to be in Penrith. It's a tough place to win. It's a tough place to go in general to win. If both teams are full strength, I'd probably go Penrith by like an 8 to 12 point margin win. Obviously, I'll be doing a preview on the World Cup Challenge when it gets closer to it. At this stage, I would probably tip Penrith to win, but I reckon it'd be a tight game, like 8 to 12 points. But I'm just saying, don't write off the Saints. You don't do it. Electrical Dust. A player you see going to the Super League from the NRL or from the NRL or from the Super League or from the NRL to the Super League. Okay, so I reckon Sean Johnson might end up in the Super League by 2025. I just think he's getting older. He's getting a bit slower, and I don't believe the Warriors are going to keep him around after maybe this year. And the Super League to the NRL, I'll tell you what, I reckon Morgan Knowles from St. Helens, if he came over here, play him at lock or in the front row, I reckon he'd kill it. Morgan Knowles is one to keep an eye on. I also reckon there's a lot of them over there I could see doing well over here. I reckon Sione Matautia might come back to the NRL at some point. He's a quality second row. Reece Martin may, but he just re-signed with Leeds, so he might come back at some point. Aiden Caesar maybe. I can see a few players going over. Like, I reckon someone like Lachlan Fitzgibbon could end up in the UK. It's hard to say, but that's just me anyway. A couple more questions and I'm going to wrap things up. Mick says, can Appy turn the Tigers around? No, I don't think so. I don't think he can. Api Coruscant's a quality player. He's been a great hooker over the years, but it's going to take more than a hooker to save the beloved West Tigers. So we'll see. All right, that might wrap up the questions. It doesn't seem to be many more coming in. All right, fellas, thank you all for tuning in. It's been a good little Q&A. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you all for watching. If you're new, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to get on out of here. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a terrific evening. Oh, we're going to troll in the chat. What's this? BKR Sport is way better than this? Okay. So BKR decided to take a shot at me on Instagram last night on his Instagram story, and now he's sending his beloved minions to my channel. Okay, Blaze, if you're watching this, you are a scumbag. You are the same bloke that threatened to take me to court after I lost everything in the Lismore flood. You son of a bitch. You had the audacity to send threats. You threatened me on Instagram with several messages. You had the audacity to do that. BKR Sports is a complete scumbag. This guy has scammed people for money. He's gone to Fiji and back where he's scamming people for money. We're going to buy a new computer or something, and they ended up going over to Fiji about 2 weeks later. BKR Sports is a complete scumbag. This bloke threatened to take me to court because one time in 2022, the Cowboys were playing the Titans. I was watching the game with my family, my cousins. I was watching the game, nowhere near my phone. Someone made a fake account, tried to blame me for going on his stream and trolling, which I don't have any idea how you would troll someone. I don't have access to Google accounts when I got the one account. And he decided to call me out and blame me for trolling him, which was just fake news to begin with. You can ask anybody. And this guy now he's carrying on. Seriously, BKR Sports is a joke. And now I know some people are probably going to screen record this and send it to him. Yeah, go ahead. Nothing's going to happen anyway. He's a scumbag. He's a loser. He's a fucking asshole. So anyway, guys, fuck BKR Sports. Have a great night.